Hello guys, welcome to another video. First of all, I would like to say that I have a Discord server and the link to it will be in the description. The link to the original post of the story or fanfiction will also be in the description. That being said, let's get into the video. What if Minato had adopted Obito or a better route? Chapter 61 and part 61. Naruto got up and for the first time in a while he didn't find that breakfast had already been made for him. He didn't really mind. It was just really unusual for Rin not to make him and the others something to eat in the morning. After making himself some toast, he found all the adults talking in the living room seriously about something. Tsunade was talking at the moment. I can't believe they actually agreed to it. Who would have thought that the Raikage could actually knew when it was time compound compression. Rin nodded. I know. And you, me, and Shizune actually have to go out there and try to improve their hospitals. Naruto was curious as what they were talking about, so he decided to come. Hey guys, what are you talking about? Rin looked over to see Naruto still munching on his toast. Oh, hey Naruto, we actually got something pretty important to tell you. Naruto wanted to know what she was talking about, but Obito said you will have to wait a bit to find out what means I am afraid. There's going to be a big announcement about it later today. Why don't you go out and train with Kakashi for now? The announcement still isn't for a couple of hours. Naruto was still really curious about what was going on, but he decided to go out and see Kakashi anyways. He knew better than to try and argue with them all. After all, Asuma looked around the small village they had been sent to with the side capture me. Suddenly there were a bunch of sound ninjas hanging around and they had wanted Asuma's team to go and check it out. But he didn't see any real sign of them anywhere. Granted that didn't mean that they weren't there. He turned to his team which was Shino in it and they knew the newly dubbed tune in Shikamaru and said, "All right, guys, go to the hotel and get set up. I'm gonna go scout out the area for a while." Asuma walked off, and Shikamaru started to walk to the hotel. Come on, guys, I wanna get a nap in before Asuma Sensei gets back. Ino rolled her eyes. How the hell did you make a tune in before us? Shikamaru shrugged. Dumb luck, I guess. Ino shook her head and followed him. What they didn't know is that the one of the civilians had been watching them very closely. Quite a few sound ninjas were indeed hiding in the village, and they had told the village civilians that if any ninja came by, especially for sand, to tell them if they knew what was good for them. If they knew what was good for them, the particular villager that was watching them appeared to value his life very much, more than enough to sell out a couple of leaf ninjas. He would have to make sure to alert them before he went home. Ino looked over the room. She knew she was staying in a she Ino looked over the room. She was staying in with a small smile on her face. One good thing about the room with Shino was he was an extremely tidy roommate. She knew she put the last of her things away and decided to strike up a conversation. So, how's it going with Fu? Shino was smiling behind his collar quite well actually. We have been getting very close over the past couple of days. How about you and Kakashi? Blushed slightly. It's going great. He is so sweet and he is really smart. And once you get to know, get once you get that mask off, she shivered. Oh man, Shino was glad to hear his friend were doing well. He looked around the room. I will go and get us some ice. It is rather warm in here. I dislike drinking warm beverages. Ino gave him a quick nod and went to see what kind of view they had outside the window. 5 seconds after she heard the door close, it opened back up. Did you forget something, Shino? Unfortunately, it wasn't Shino. Ino didn't have time to fight off the three sound ninjas grabbed her and Ino started to struggle to get out. She was about to get away, but a fourth ninja came out and burst her over the head with a lamp. They had in the room. They knew Shino would be back soon, so the leader of the team said, "Toss her out the window and climb out. We will drag her out to the forest and have our fun there." They did just as their leader had said, just in time for Shino to come back into the room. He looked around the room and tried to find her. While he had placed a bug on all of them so that he could track them down if he needed to. So he didn't want to use it unless he had to, since Ino hated it when he did that. Opening the door back up, he went to go and see if Shikamaru knew where she was. Little did he knew he would regret wasting that time later. Eno woke up in the middle of the forest that only a few miles from the hotel. She was tied with some rope, but she wasn't able to get out of it. Only a ninja would know how to tie a knot that well. One of the sound ninjas walked up to her. "I'm gonna enjoy this, you little wench. You damn ninja killed our leader Orochimaru. We are not gonna just kill you. We are gonna make you pay. Your family and friends aren't even gonna recognize you when we are done with you." He took out a kunai and cut off her top and skirt, leaving her in just undergarment. Ino prayed that her friends would get here soon. Shikamaru, Choji, and Asuma ran as fast as they could while not getting ahead of Shino. They couldn't find Ino anywhere. Shino had finally been forced to use its beetles to track her down. Before long, they hit a forest and heard the sounds of screaming coming from inside. Picking up the pace, they sprinted to the source of the sound as fast as they could. Some screamed from the direction they were going in. "We have got someone coming. Finish up and slit her throat fast." Asuma felt the color drain from his face and sprinted faster than he knew he could. Sprinted faster than he could. When he got to the location, he didn't like what he saw. Ino was torn to shreds and was nearly she was covered in bruises and her eyes were barely open. As the sound ninja put a kunai up to her throat, Asuma started to feel the world move in slow motion. They were close to Ino, but were were they close enough? The kunai pressed into her throat and the blood started to trickle down her neck. They all screamed and charged at the ninjas holding the kunai, grabbing the ninja who had actually been the one that killed her. Asuma threw him onto the ground, started punching his strange knives into him over and over again. Covered in blood, Asuma looked up to see that the other ninja had gotten away. All of them looked at the bloody mess that used to be Ino. Choji went behind a tree and threw up while Asuma untied her. She had stopped breathing a few moments ago. Ah no. What the? First Kakashi and now Ino. This is really goddamn getting sad. Back to the story. They all knew that there was nothing they could do for her now. Asuma picked her body and started to walk back to her to get her cleaned up. Shikamaru walked over and put a hand on Choji's shoulder. "Let's go home. This mission is over." Obito sat in the Hokage office with a smile on his face. He hadn't felt this good about the future since Konoha had been born. These things really seemed to be going well for the leaf right now. There was a knock on the door, and Rin walked in with a deep frown on her face. What's with the long face? We are announcing our treaty with the hidden cloud in just a few hours. I would think you and everyone else around here would be ecstatic right now. Rin wasn't sure how to even start with something like this. Obito, we have lost one of our ninjas. Obito's mood started to dim at that. It was a statement he had heard almost once a week, but it never got any easier. I see. Who was it? Rin took a scroll out and put it on Obito's desk. She was starting to cry. They just got her a couple hours ago. Shizune and I finished the autopsy report, and I came right here to give this to you. Obito knew this was bad. Rin got emotional when she lost these people. Rin got emotional when she lost people sometimes, but she would never seen her like this before. He opened the scroll and felt his heart starting to shake. He, he, you know. Reen started to cry even harder. Cause of that was kunai to the neck, but she went through a lot more before that. I can't say it. Obito just read the scroll. Obito started to read the scroll in more detail. The more he read, the more he wanted to get sick. Had been beaten, cut, burned, subdomai, and the god only knew what else. I mean, it's really bad. God damn it. I mean, I was sad. God damn it. Really, I want every single sound, to be killed at this point. But yeah, let's get back into the story. Obito started to scream. She was 13 years old. What kind of sick son of a bitch would do that to a 13-year-old? What the hell? What the frick has to go wrong with the person? Rin tried to calm him down. Obito, you have got to get a hold of yourself. You have still have you still have to tell her parents about this. Obito felt his heart sink at every thought of that. How in the hell was he supposed to tell them that everything that had happened to her, and even them knowing she was one of who sent he was the one who sent her on that mission. This was all my fault. I was fooled to only send only one team out to that village. Rin tried to comfort her husband. You had no idea this would happen. You weren't even sure if there were ninjas there as all. That did little to comfort him. Go get Inoichi and his wife. We need to get this over with so that they can at least attempt to start healing. Rin was reluctant to leave her husband when he seemed this upset, but knew that Inoichi needed to know what had happened to his daughter. She left the room while Obito pondered how he was going to tell them. Inoichi looked as thoroughly all the light had left his eyes, and Inoi's mother just kept mumbling over and over again, "It's a mistake. It can't be my Ino. It just gotta be some kind of mistake." Obito had broken the news to them and asked if they wanted to read the scroll. Inoichi had read it and refused to let his wife read it as well. Naturally, she didn't listen to him and read it anyways. As soon as she was done, she wished she hadn't. She stood up and pointed at Obito. "This is all your fault. You sent my little girl to her death. I will never forgive you or this whole damn village for this." Inoue tried to talk to her, but she had already run out of the room. He turned to Obito. "I'm sorry about my wife. She is just upset about. Obito didn't know what to say. I am so sorry, Inoichi. I don't blame your wife for what she said. To be quite honest, I can believe you didn't say the same thing. Inoichi was clearly holding back his emotions, but still said, I have been a ninja for a long time, Obito. I know that there are things that are out of our control. If you will excuse me, I have got to go and settle down my wife and prepare for the funeral. The last word was barely a whisper. Obito just let him leave. It's not like there was anything he could have said that would have it better. He had to go and prepare for the announcement, although he didn't feel nearly as happy about it as he had before. Rin got back from getting the Yamanaka to find that Kakashi had been waiting for her. Hey mom, Rin walked over and held her son close to him. Hey buddy, how's it going? Kakashi could tell that his mom was sad and Kakashi could tell him mom was sad about something. What's wrong, mom? You seem sad about something. Rin didn't let go of her son. Something very bad happened today. Kakashi, I'm just glad nothing like that ever happened to you. Kakashi was curious as to what happened to make his mother like this. What happened, Mom? Did somebody get hurt or something? Rin wasn't sure how to tell her son. Ino's mission didn't go so well. Kakashi got very worried very fast. What happened? Is she okay? Rin shook her head. No, she's not. She didn't make it back, sweetie. Kakashi started to back away slowly. No, you're lying. You have gotta be lying. Rin walked towards her son Kakashi. Kakashi turned around and started to run. Rin yelled after her, Kakashi, where are you going? It's too late. It was too late. He was already gone. Yeah, it got depressing all of a sudden. God damn it. It was finally getting something good. But this story, something good happens, a million goddamn things bad happens right after that. God damn it. But yeah, that's all for part 61 and chapter 61. If you wanna be notified for future parts, then the best way is by subscribing. But yeah, I have to see you in the next one. Bye bye.